Today for New Music Monday, we're going to check out the brand new record from Stephen Malkmus and the Jicks, and it's called Wig Out at Jagbags. This is the band's first new record since 2011's Mirror Traffic, which was phenomenal in its own right. But on so many levels, this new one is in a musical galaxy all its own. I mean, we all know that Stephen Malkmus has easily achieved the level of musical genius over the decades. And in a lot of ways, this album is the ideal summary of what makes him so amazing. The opening riff on this album is almost Allman Brothers-esque in a way. And then it dives into 40 minutes of some of the most intriguing guitar work I've heard in years. And it's the way that the guitar shifts around on all of these songs that keeps pulling you in deeper and deeper. Across the album, you'll hear songs that are almost Neil Young at points, and there's a real heavy influence from that early 70s blues rock sound. But all of them have a twist that only Malkmus can create. And that's really the thing here. You can hear all of his influences heavily at play, but it never sounds like he's stealing. It's just a nod to the people he's pulling from, and it's really him stepping into a completely new musical territory. There are even some parts, especially on the second half of this album, where you have to think he's been listening to a lot of the Grateful Dead lately. But all of these different influences come off in a really good way, as he makes each influence his own, and it gives the songs a fantastic amount of musical diversity. From slow acoustic pieces to horn sections to all-out rockers, it's really all there. And there's no musical style the band doesn't touch on here, and whatever they try to do, it sounds great. He and the band are able to create and find some of the most enjoyably deep grooves in years. And yet they almost pull this off in unassuming ways at different points on the album, where you won't even notice just how deep the groove is until you realize how heavy you're bobbing along to it. And I'm sorry to break the news to you, but you're gonna be breaking out your air guitar a lot on this record. But Steve Malkmus has definitely not forgotten his days with Pavement, as there's a number of cuts on this album that sound like they're straight out of the early 90s. And it's that shift in sounds that makes it absolutely impossible to ignore this record for even a second. I don't know how else to say it. These melodies are gonna hook you instantly, and I really can't wait to take a road trip with this album, as it's one of those records you just can't get enough of. Lyrically, he's also up to par as usual, spitting brilliantly thought-provoking lines with his fantastic imagery. And he's also able to name-check everyone from Eminem to Johnny Thunders to Condoleezza Rice along these songs. And somehow, it works perfectly every time he does it. There's also a levity on the album from end to end that's gonna keep you smiling on every song. And that's also what really causes you to sing along as soon as you pick up on the lyrics. But perhaps the biggest success on this album is the fact that it knows how to do its job to the fullest and then not reach for anything more. That is to say, this record has mastered the art of not overstaying its welcome in the least. These songs are all concise without a second of filler anywhere. And as soon as the 41 minutes are over, all you want to do is hit repeat and do the whole thing all over again. There's just no way around the fact that this album is flawlessly executed in almost every aspect possible. And regardless of what style of music you enjoy, there's a ton on this record that you're gonna dig. And on the Buy It or Borrow It, Wig Out at Jagbags is a 100% buy it and a great way to kick off the year in music. So that's what I got for you guys today. I hope you dug it. If you did, go ahead and click subscribe, leave a comment, click like, whatever you want to do. You can follow me on Twitter and Facebook right here, and I'll see you guys again next time.